Hey D, welcome to my room in Sydney. Come on in. Oh wait, I just realized I don't have a camera here, so I'm gonna take you guys with me. Hey everyone, it's been a while since I've done a full room tour. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I've started this whole room makeover journey since I was back in New Zealand, but since then I've moved to Sydney where my room has gone through a bunch of updates, so I thought I should finally do a video on some of my room upgrade I've had since moving and where I got my items from. So let's first start with my door. I usually hang my tote bag here. This one's from 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤 and I use it almost every day. Next, let's move on over to this wall. It's where I display a bunch of my favorite mini postcards and posters. The tulip and beige one is from a shop called Hands in Newtown, and this cute little coach ticket I got from a coach pop-up that I visited in Redfern last year. I couldn't resist not hanging it up. It's just too cute to just keep tucked away. I also have this complimentary postcard from 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤. Now, I've wanted a mirror that wouldn't take up too much wall space, so I went with this convex mirror from IKEA. I currently use commando strips to hang it up as a renter-friendly hack. I love the funky and modern vibe it gives off, and it's perfect for taking outfit pics. I'm thinking of painting the frame to a more bold or pastel color, maybe a red or butter yellow, but that's a project for the future. The mirror also helped to cover up a little wall mark, so that's kind of why it's placed there. Above the mirror, there's a hook that was already there before I moved in, and that's where I keep my house keys and some cute keychains. Now let's move on to my desk setup. First, I have my 32-inch Samsung M8 monitor. It's sleek and white and fits the aesthetic of my space perfectly. It's definitely one of my favorite desk items. I had a phase with Sony Angels and now a bunch of them hang out on the top of my monitor for decoration. The cool thing about this monitor is that it's a smart monitor, which means I can watch YouTube, listen to music on Spotify, or even binge watch Netflix and Disney Plus shows without connecting it to my laptop. It's very convenient, and if you're curious, I do have a review video of this monitor if you want to check it out. Now, underneath my monitor, I've got my Bose Flex SoundLink speaker in this light stone color, which fits right in with the rest of my setup, and it sounds pretty amazing for its price. It connects to multiple devices at once, so I can easily switch between my phone, iPad, laptop, and monitor. I also have a wire organizer behind it to keep all of my HDMI and USB-C cable chargers. Next to that, I have a phone stand from Miniso. It's small and compact, but very versatile because I can adjust it to multiple angles. I also have my AirPods sitting here and a cute ceramic coaster that I got from a pop-up store at the Rocks Market. The marbling detail on this is just absolutely gorgeous. Now let's talk about my keyboard. This is the Logitech Pop Icon keys, which I got to review before. I've been converted back to membrane keyboards because this is just so convenient to use. I can easily switch between my devices, and the shortcut keys such as the emoji, screen capture, and playback buttons are amazing. I can set this keyboard up based on my focus modes as well using the Logi Options Plus app. I have one set up for work, which opens my Microsoft apps, one for programming that launches my terminal and VS Code, and another for creative mode, which opens Final Cut Pro, Notion, and my Live Ad app. If you're into customization, this keyboard is awesome, so I definitely recommend it. That being said, I do miss the satisfying thunk sound of mechanical keyboards, so if you do know of any mechanical keyboards out there that offer the same functionality and have great tapping sounds, please let me know in the comments below. Next, I have a mousepad that I got from an online store called Enkel, and I use the Logitech left mouse as well, which I've customized also to make my editing workflow smoother. I've set the buttons to make vertical and horizontal scrolling easier, and I can also zoom in and out of my Final Cut Pro timeline with a lot of ease. It's been such a game changer because of that. Moving on, I have this adorable smiskis lamp from Mui. I've wanted this for a while and I finally caved in during one of my stress shopping episodes. It has 3 brightness modes and you can adjust it by tapping on it, which is super satisfying. I also have this 12 South monitor curve riser stand, which was given to me by Mac Gear, and I use it as a laptop stand since my desk is a bit low. I like the little shelf of it as well. It's perfect for hiding my monitor remote, USB-C hub, and my notebook. And in terms of my personal laptop, I recently got the M4 Pro MacBook Pro and I absolutely love it. If you guys want to watch my recent unboxing, review, and setup of this laptop, go check it out. Behind the desk, there is an IKEA pegboard that I've accessorized with cute organizers, also from IKEA. It's where I keep all of my stationery, and as you probably know, I love matcha, so I repurposed some of their tin cans to store my washi tape, cable organizers, and binder clips. And yes, more Sony Angels and Smiskis are sprinkled around my space for extra cuteness. I also have my pens on display here, and I have my iPad hanging out on one of these longer hooks. Been loving this setup lately because I like to keep my Pomodoro timer or flip clock visible whenever I work. Next, I use a 12 South book arc to store my personal or work laptop when I'm not using them. It's pretty convenient. Next to it, there's also a switch lamp from Miniso, which I use for ambient lighting during work sessions, and I love the satisfying click sounds whenever I switch it on and off. Now at the bottom, as you can see, my cable management setup is a constant work in progress. Honestly, I don't think it'll ever get any better than this because I constantly swap out my charges and cables here, so this is about as neat as it could get. But aside from that, I also have a metal locker from Kmart here, which actually used to be my bedside table, but I recently moved it under here for extra storage, and I use it to store my hair care products, tech, and camera gear. I've got these storage crates from Temu, which help keep everything organized even though it's not in its most perfect condition. Now, I decorated the locker with magnets from both Shein and small markets from Glebe Market, a postcard from Enko, and a random Jaehyun photo card. Now, as for my desk chair, it's from Kmart. It's not really the most luxurious chair out there, but it gets the job done. I also have a cute egg plushie from Miniso to offer a little extra comfort during long work from home days or editing nights. Next, I have this bamboo shelf from IKEA that holds a lot of things. First off, my pothos plant, which I'm honestly surprised is still alive because I often forget to water it. I also have a little cabbage Sonny Angel guarding it, along with a few other Pop Mart figurines to add some extra character to the space. Now, on the next shelf, I have a flip clock that I got from AliExpress. It wasn't cheap, but I do love the aesthetic of it, and the battery that I purchased for it lasts forever. I haven't had to change it in almost 2 years now, although I do have to adjust the time of this clock every now and then since it can run a little slow sometimes. And around my clock, I've decorated it with more Sony Angels and Smiskis, which I either get from Hands or Mui. Below that, I've displayed my old mechanical keyboard from Yunzi, which I keep covered with an acrylic cover to avoid dust. I also have this adorable toast lamp sent to me by Midnight Maple Shop on Instagram. It's very cute and I use it to add a cozy ambience to my desk setup. Next to that, I have another Smiski meant to hold a toothbrush, but I just use it to hold some dried flowers instead. I also have a trinket dish here from Hands, a cat clock figurine that I won from a gacha store, and another figurine from Pop Mart. Over here, I have a mirror I used to get ready. Honestly, I can't remember where I got it from. I think it might be from Kmart. Now, on the next few shelves, things get a little bit more messy. I have a few collapsible crates that I got from Shein that hold some books and a scented candle, though I'm not quite thrilled with this setup. I plan to display more books here in the future and reorganize this. Now, on the next shelf are my scrapbooking and art supplies. I've been really into junk journaling lately and keep all of my random scraps here for future spreads. I have my fake books here as well, which actually stores some of my stickers, which I find super handy. Beside that, I have my Blue Yeti mic, which I mainly use for my video voiceovers. Now lastly, on the bottom of the shelf, I've got my Jordans displayed, adding a little bit of personal touch here. Now, next to my shelf, I have an air purifier, also from IKEA, as I find that Sydney's a bit dustier than New Zealand, and since I have sensitive skin and tend to get allergies often, this is a must-have for me. Now, on onto my bed, where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean where I bed rot and doom scroll on TikTok every night. I recently bought this bedside table from Temu. It's a dupe of that cartel round cabinet since I couldn't really afford the real thing. It's made of plastic and is stackable, so I can make this taller in the future if I want to. Instead of buying the usual white color that people buy, I got it in buttery yellow to kind of give a more pop of color and to be a little bit different. This is where I keep my skincare, makeup, and medicine at the moment. The only downside to this cabinet, I would think, is the opening where dust can come in. So often I do have to wipe the insides from time to time. Now above it, I have another mirror from Miniso and a cute pastel pink lamp from Shein. I really like this as it has an adjustable brightness and warmth, making it perfect for reading before bedtime. I also use a sunset lamp, which I like to turn on every night or so, which I got from Miniso to sort of give that whole cozy night vibes. I've got this fluffy white rug from Shein again, which is perfect for when I'm sitting on the ground doing my makeup. Now under my bed, I store shoes and organizers, which I got from Kmart. Honestly, I have way too many shoes. This isn't even actually all of them, but I like to keep the ones that I don't use often down here. As for my bed and bed frame, I'm not entirely sure where it's from, as it kind of came when I came here, but recently I got this soft pink striped bed sheets that make it feel like a cozy little sanctuary. I usually have my Kindle lying around here as well for when I want to read in bed, and you guessed it, I've decorated that too. Finally, in this corner, I have some memorabilia and more posters. There's this random poster that I got that's about chairs. Honestly, I only really bought it because of the aesthetic. But on the other side of the wall, I have a bunch of Polaroid and photo booth photos of my friends and have displayed a lyric poster from Jaehyun's latest album. Now on this side, I have the IKEA lac wall shelf, though it's a bit wobbly and not the sturdiest thing, as I kind of keep it on the ground instead of drilling it onto the wall like how it's supposed to. But I didn't want to make too permanent of a change, so I just have it secured on the ground with a carpet for now. Now on the top two shelves, I have fake flowers and more sunny angels displayed with acrylic shelves that I got from Daiso. On the next shelf, I have my most used perfumes on an acrylic stand, also from Daiso, and this mirror is actually from Miniso, but I don't really recommend it because you can't really turn it around to different angles. On the next shelf, I have another lamp. You guessed it, I really love ambient lighting here, surprise, and a trinket dish from Hands, which I use to store my jewelry and some of my most used watches. And on the last three shelves, I have this cosmetics organizer and storage boxes from Daiso. Honestly, I don't really like these last three shelves, but because I find it a little bit messy, but for now I guess it works. I don't really know how else to organize it. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. But anyways, that's pretty much it, you guys. I don't really want to show you guys my closet because it's a little bit of a disaster in there, but in terms of how my room looks at night, well, here it is.